The American wine industry is going through a bit of a transformation. Boxed wine sales are booming and will soon outsell glass bottles to become the #1 way people buy wine. And the interesting part is that not long ago, boxed wine was just the cheapest way to get drunk. Now, some of these boxed wines, like this one, come with a $100 price tag. So have boxed wines actually gotten better, or are we just being fooled by good marketing? To answer that, we need to look at how boxed wine has evolved over the years, because believe it or not, this isn't the first time boxed wine has surged in popularity. It's actually the third. But when did it all begin? For that, we need to look back to the first wave of popularity, back in the 1980s. The boxed wine format had just entered the US market, and it didn't take long for brands like Franzia and Peter Vella to jump on board. These companies were already experts at mass-producing cheap wine, and boxed wine fit perfectly into their business models. This really exemplifies the first wave of boxed wine: cheap, widely available, and not exactly known for its quality. So what changed in the second wave? Well, in the early 2000s, new brands like Black Box and Bota entered the scene. These companies were the first to attempt to break the boxed wine stigma. They asserted that quality wine could come in a box. The cost savings on packaging and transportation allowed these new companies to keep prices lower than their bottled competitors. As a result, sales began to grow. By the late 2010s, after 2 decades of steady growth, boxed wine was no longer just a niche market. It had become a serious player in the wine industry. So it's at this moment when premium producers start embracing the boxed wine format. Enter the third wave of boxed wine. New brands like Nomadica and Really Good Boxed Wines began offering high-end boutique wines in boxes, selling for $50, $70, and even $100. And it wasn't just newcomers. Well-established wineries like Tablas Creek and Bedrock also joined in, arguably putting their reputations at risk to sell their wines in boxes. But all of this makes me wonder, could these third-wave producers just be cashing in on the boxed wine hype? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out, because today we're testing 17 different boxed wines across all 3 waves, ranging in price from $15 on the low end all the way up to $100 on the high end. All of this to uncover whether these expensive third-wave wines are actually worth it. By the way, I'm Dustin. I've tasted literally thousands of wines, and it's always bothered me how people who know about wine make it so snobby and complicated. I'd like to change that, so welcome to my channel where I make fun, helpful videos for non-wine people. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so. By the end of this video, you will know the single best boxed wine your money can buy. To do this, each boxed wine will compete head-to-head in a bracket-style blind tasting tournament where I have no idea what's in each glass. The winner of each round will move on to the next until we have just one ultimate champion. Are you ready? Let's get to boozing. Okay, let's get in here. Playing around, smelling this baby girl. Okay, this just smells like syrupy red wine, I would say. You know, that's fine. Like that's a red wine. Not too much complexity. It honestly doesn't have too many obvious apparent flaws, so it's fine. Let's give this one a whipperini. This one has so much more going on smell-wise. It smells funky. It smells a little more complex. Let's give it a go. Okay, while this one does exhibit a bit more complexity on the nose, at the end of the day, the one that I would prefer to drink is this one. This one just has too many weird flaws going on, and they're not managed particularly well. This one is managing to get out of its own way and just kind of be simple, easy to drink red wine. So this one's making it in, and you, my friend, have been cut. All right, look, Mas Rojo. I'm excited. I kind of like Rojo. All right, back to boozing. Not much to smell on this one, really. It's honestly just a little faint, little old dirty raisin. Faint old dirty raisin. You know, when you're like rummaging around in your cupboard and you find an old dirty raisin and then you do this? Boy, that tastes fresh off the assembly line. Like, that is, man, I can like taste the lubrication from the machinage that crafted this particular fermented grape juice. So let's give this one a go. I'm struggling to give this thing any words besides nothing. It's pretty wine smelling, not really any character. Wow, okay, these are 2 fresh from the assembly line. It's a real close call. Let me just, one quick little dip. That one is sweet and weird. That one is like, it's just like, kind of like old, dirty, like CVS bag that you find on the street that has like covered in like street gook. So I guess in that case, I'll go with this one. This one moves on. Not the street gook wine. I don't even know what color this one is. This wine is like the color of caramel. This one has a Werther's Original wine. Okay, up first is the Werther's Original wine. Oh my God, that smells like pure sweet sugar bomb. It smells like a syrupy old grape raisin. I'm kind of excited about it, honestly, Richard. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's something about like an old rotten grape raisin sweet thing that, you know, je ne sais quoi comes to mind is the word.
I'm excited for you to taste this.
Oh my God. That is, bar none, the single worst wine I have ever tasted on this channel. This wine is absolutely putrid disgusting. It tastes like buttery popcorn that's been popped inside of a popcorn popper that is actively filled with human feces. Like this is, oh my God, the aftertaste on it. Holy shit. This would have to be so profoundly terrible to not, like it's almost getting a buy, I think. I don't know. Oh, this smells like, I don't know. This smells like a bachelorette party and like not a good one. Like not like the gals are going to Nashville. This is like bachelorette party in, I don't know, at like the VFW or something. Like they rented the place out for the weekend and they're like, we're getting trashed in the Elks Club. That's what this smells like. That is so sweet. Wow, that is very, very sweet. That's honestly kind of its main, it's like sweet cotton candy. Okay. Very few contexts would this win a face-off, but it's really squeaking by here. This one's the winner. This, I really hope, I hope that whatever company produced this is jailed. I think they should be jailed. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. This is pretty light. A little bit of funk. I can't tell if it's pleasurable funk or not. That's nice. It's gentle. It's alluring. Like I feel like I'd like to get to know this wine a little bit more. So that's a good start. Let's see. Let's check out this guy. So yeah, this smells pretty light. I would say it has like a faintest hint of like a Sauvignon Blanc-y type of thing going on. Let's give it a taste-a-rini. You know, this is one of those times where I feel like this wine could probably go a little further, but it's just up against something that is, you know, just showing up stronger in a lot of ways. So this one is a very clear winner. This is the winner, but this is not deeply flawed. It's just like pretty flawed. So let's like move on. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
This smells oaky in an ungood way. Like, but it also smells floral and pretty and yeah, once I gave it a little air, it kind of woke up a little bit. Yeah, I'm turning the corner on this one. The more I give it a little air, the more it's opening up and smelling kind of nice actually. It smells a little nice. It just tastes like cheap wine. Truly, profoundly cheap wine. Honestly, it just tastes like sour white wine. Not much going on there. I don't particularly like that one. Let's give this one a whiff. Ooh, it smells like oak and kerosene. In like a California wildfire kind of way.
Street riot.
In a street riot kind of way, like what? Like the Champagne riots of 1911 is just like, what's that smell?
Molotov cocktails.
And just fucking oak and kerosene. I don't even like the way that this is like interfacing with my lips as it draws closer to my mouth. It really like, it has a wild energy. This wine is electrifying in like all the wrong ways. Like it is giving me evil. It's just a sinister wine. That wine is pure evil. It has very, very few redeeming qualities about it. I would say if I had to pick one, it would be that, yeah, the kerosene and oak thing is at least a new one for me. So yeah, this one's the winner. Let's keep going. All right, I'm gonna drink this wine now. Let's give it a sniff. Wow, that smells like syrupy, sweet grape juice. Like very, very dark, concentrated, sweet grape juice. I'm terrified to try this wine. Oh my God. Oh. That sucks. That, oh my God. You have no idea. Like this is foul. This is disgusting. This has to be from the same producer that did the fucking Chardonnay. It has to be. Or I don't know if it's, I'm guessing it's Chardonnay. This has to be from the same producer that did that fucking white wine, the caramel wine. It has the exact same CVS street gravy taste. Like this is a street gravy wine. It's terrible. This is profoundly horrible. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I never ever want to try that wine again. I hope that it burns in hell. All right, next wine. Oh, this wine smells such a reprieve. It's so light and pretty smelling. It doesn't smell like it hates me. I really like that. This wine honestly hates itself. It even is like, there's just like garbage up, like it's so sedimenty and can you see any of this? Probably not. It is like all concentrated sediment. Anyway,
Bring it over here.
it's pure street gravy. Check it out. Check out all that street gravy. Do you see that? Do you see all the sediment? It's like, I had to chew this. Like there was a part of me, it was kind of like when you go to the dentist and you know, they do that polishing phase and it makes your mouth so filled with like grit and like sand. That's what this was like, but it was dirty hobo street gravy grind. This is disgusting. I want to throw it at the wall, but I'm in my own house, so I'd love to jump. Out of here. Not even a contest. This one wins. It's fine. It's drinkable. Yeah, never this. Definitely this. Let's move on. Whoa, okay. We've got wine versus root beer. It's black. It's black as night and it's foaming like root beer. What do we do next, Richard? We smell them?
Yeah.
And then what do we do?
This is a smell.
And then what do we do? We smell them, make jokes, sip them, make jokes, you know, rinse, repeat, ad nauseum. Color of this is, I can only describe as an interpretation of what wine is supposed to be colored. Smells like wine. Smells like a deeper kind of expression of wine. Like it has a little bit of almost, dare I say, character. That is just a classically mass-produced wine. I don't know, like it's fine. There's not too many flaws with it. This root beer wine though is making me very, very uncomfortable. Oh my God, it smells just like that other street gravy one. Okay, I hope it doesn't taste like street gravy. It tastes like street gravy. It really, really does. It is rancid, it's foul. It is awful. I hate this one. So that means that's the winner. Let's move on. Okay, all right, here we go. This smells sweet and grassy, which isn't, I don't think, a particularly positive trait to be finding in your wine. Like sweet grass. Sounds like the name of like an over 55 retirement community. Where are you guys living at? We live at Sweetgrass. That is sweet and mildly putrid. The sweetness really helps mellow out the putridity of it. Putrition? Someone in the compliments will let me know, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty yuck. Let's check out the next one. It smells like motor oil. Boy, oh boy, we're picking the least bad of two bad ones. I'm gonna say that this is the least bad of the two. It's honestly not great, but it doesn't have an over 55 retirement community taste to it. So I'm gonna go with this one. Let's move on. Yay! Oh, I'm excited.
The smell
Okay.
is wow.
Wow. Okay. I guess this is
Look,
Richard,
look at that. I'm
Richard
taking
Wine
over
Guy
here.
over here. Okay. Yeah, why don't you tell him what it tastes like, Richard? You got anything else you want to share?
And you're about to tell them what I would tell them.
So let's begin by smelling. I mean, this smells gross, Richard, but it doesn't smell appreciably grosser than any of the other gross ones that we've smelled so far. Like it smells like putrid raisin. This smells honestly pleasant compared to the street gravy one. Let's give it a go. Can I just say that I'm getting a little bit of a rush now, tasting all these bad wines? Like it's starting to like get me hyped up and I'm really like, it's like, yeah, let's fucking go. This wine is another, oh my God, is pure street gravy. Holy shit. It's such a brief moment of like, oh, this isn't gonna be so bad. Oh no, like it's so much worse. Wow, that's horrible. All right, please don't do that. Please don't. Okay, yeah, it didn't smell too much like much. That made sense. Fuck you. Very easy. Open and shut case here. Let me just rearrange these. This one's very easy. While not by any means, I think my favorite wine I've ever had at all, compared to this street gravy tasting one, it's a clear winner. All right, is that the end of round one?
That is.
Let's move on to round two. Okay, here we go. This is exciting, round two. These guys are squeaking in. Oh man, that smells so industrial. It is so supply chain optimized, this wine. Oh man. Why is it so sweet? God, this got past the first round. Oh my God. And I feel like this was like the only pink one. And I don't remember it being very good. Okay. I really don't like either of these, but this truly tastes like rancid cotton candy in a very, very ungood way. And this really, 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 really tastes like adult Welch's grape juice that's like a little rotten, and that ain't bad. That ain't bad. This one's the winner. Moving on. Here we go. I'm excited for this. Round 2. This one smells just like lightly nice. Lightly nice. That continues to be good and agreeable and tasty. I like this one. Let's move on to this one. This smells like one that I don't know how it got through the first round. It's just like the whiff of it is just like not enticing or inviting. Yeah, this is just a really, really, really cheap, oh God, it's got the street gravy. Got the street gravy. Cheap tasting. This has some sophistication and something is alluring about it. I like this one. This is terrible. I can't believe this. I can't believe this got to round 2 because it's insane that this won to something else. It's terrible. All right, moving on. All right, let's get into this thing. This smells like sweet and nice. It's fine. Tastes like white wine, a little Sauvignon Blanc-y, grassy. But I can pick things out of it. That's clarity, which is nice. It's a nice change of pace from all that street gravy we've been drinking. This smells like it has some complexity and a little bit of funkiness. This one's actually a little bit tough. Like, I think the way that you need to decide these things is to ask yourself, like, which one would I want to have a few glasses of? You know, which one do I think there's more to explore? I mean, the real honest to God truth is I would have a hard time getting to know either of these wines for a very long time. They just have a lot of flaws, and they're the sort of flaws that continue to creep in the more that you drink them. This one is very traditional tasting. I think that it's easy for me to think of droves of cheaper white wines that taste very similar to this. So in a way, it's like comfortable. It's like home. This has a lot of flaws and it's running a lot of different directions, but it is interesting. It tastes very manufactured, but it also has character mixed in with the flaws. And so while I don't like it, I think of the two, I'd be more likely to spend time with this one. So this one's moving on, and so are we. I love vino. It's really testing my love of vino, this particular video. I haven't had so much street gravy. Love vino. You know what I mean when I say street gravy? You do.
No, but like, you know, I do. In
that
like
you do, right?
Sense,
yes.
I don't in a literal sense.
That's like what I want my channel to be known for. Is like, I don't understand Dustin in a literal sense, but I understand him in a visceral sense. All right. Not too much going on there. Let's give it a, that's not bad. It just kind of tastes like cheap red wine. It's fine, it's red wine, you know, but in the sea of all the stuff we've been having, this is like, in a way, it makes me really excited. Like, I'm like, whoa, it's just table wine. What a treat. This one's a pretty bold expression of whatever it is, table wine. This one's a bit more subtle, so I'm gonna dig a little deeper. Okay, this wine actually has some interesting characteristics to it. It's a little spicy, like peppery. It does have some flaws to it. It's not jumping out to me as being like an absolute fucking banger, but it's actually interesting to drink and I want to get to know it more. This wine doesn't have much more to offer besides it being like kind of very acceptable red table wine. So for that, we have a winner. Let's move on. By the way, if you like wine and also having fun, then you'll probably like my free newsletter. Every few weeks I send out an email with valuable wine info and at least one joke my mother would probably disapprove of. I even do free wine giveaways, so if you're a cool person, head over to wineguydustin.com to sign up. And if you're not a cool person, then get the hell out. All right, let's dive into this thing. Final four. These wines have climbed their way through the ranks. What are they dealing with here? What are we dealing with? What do we got going on? Oh, this is that sweet one that's been sneaking by. It smells awful. I cannot imagine that this one is able to go past another round. This wine is a classic example of how somehow a 16 seed upsets the #1 seed. Like it just somehow, there's just a crazy path in the bracket and they get really far or something like this. This wine is a fluke. It should have been tossed out a long time ago. I don't like it. It's very sweet. I don't want to keep drinking it, but you keep bringing it out. And so I am optimistic that you are not like your garbage brethren. Smells already like wine, not like a sugar bomb, not like sweetgrass. Night and day. This is like Fruit Loops, Rice Krispie treats. This is actually fine wine. This is delightful. All right, this is not even a contest. No, yes. Look, you've earned your place in the final two. The final two, right? You're a finalist. Good to know ya. All right, here we go. Final four. Yeah, this smells like a deeply concentrated wine. Let's give it a zippy, peppery, definitely a little manufacturing kind of tasting, but it's all right. It's okay. That one's kind of climbing up the ladder a little bit. Not even a comparison. This one has so much more innate character. This wine tastes like it has manufactured character. Like it tastes like the difference between a Pixar film and a DreamWorks film. One of them is just naturally, effortlessly tugging at your heartstrings, and another is just a copycat that's trying its best and it ultimately is failing. This wine is Madagascar 2. This wine is just a bit more Toy Story 2. And so for that, I'll take Toy Story 2 every time. Oh, final round, final round, woo! All right, this is very exciting. We have been through a trial and it has been completely filled with tribulation. Tribulations? We have been trialed and tribulated. These wines have truly climbed up the ranks. I'm really excited for them to have their Lizzie McGuire movie moment right now. So this is exciting. One of you is gonna go to hop on stage and fill in for your pop star doppelganger on the world stage. I'm really excited for you. May the best vino win. Here we go. This wine isn't really giving me that much to smell. I'm gonna get real in depth on these right now. Like this is about tit for tat, both blow for blow. Like we're trying to find exactly the best one. And I will say on the nose, this one it's light. It's a little alluring. There's something happening here. I feel like I keep saying that with this wine, the word alluring. Like it beckons me. It's like a, oh, come here, come hither. But it's also not very loudly expressive. Here we go. Yeah, I just full stop like this wine. I really do. I think that it has a great harmony of subtle flavors. It's a lot of tertiary notes of like minerality, and spiciness, but it's also just approachable. Like none of those things are loud and hard to drink. Like this is just an almost easy drinking wine, but with complexity. I like this wine. So let's see though, who's really hopping on the Vespa with Paolo. Yeah, there's like, honestly, like there's a little bit of an unrefined essence to the smell of this wine. Like it has a vague sweetness that doesn't register to me as like particularly fine wine. It kind of registers to me as just a little bit of like a cheap flaw. So of the two smell-wise, I'm more drawn to this one that has not as much to smell than this one where when I smell it, I'm just kind of reminded a little bit of cheaper wine. But that rarely tells the full story, as we've seen countless times on this channel. What does is the taste. Here we go. This one's a hard one. This one is a bit louder. It's a bit more there. It's a bit more present. I'm trying to figure out though if it's all good presence or not. I need to go back and do another round here. This one really comes down to the wire. Like this is a photo finish. They both have such different reasons why one would choose each. One of these wines is just a better scene for like an outdoor picnic barbecue situation. Like it's brighter, it's louder, it's something that is simpler in an honest way. But this other wine is a bit more seductive. It makes you hunt a bit more for what it's offering. But while you're on that journey, hunting from place to place, it's actually really pleasurable. It's a great partner on that dance. And so at the end of the day, the one that I think I would want to have more often and would fit more into my life, and the one that I'm just more excited to have a full glass of, or maybe a few more, and is the one that's about to hop on a Vespa with a young Italian man named Paolo, is this one. This is our winner. I'm terrified. I hope to God I picked something hilarious. Oh my God. This is amazing. Wow, what a stunner. Wow, we gotta talk about this one for a second. This is amazing. Wow, you're really like, maybe not bullshitting us with all these wine contests, but yeah, this wine's great. This is excellent, but wow, this was $100 fucking. This was 16 bucks. I imagine this is also embalming my insides, like to some degree. Do you know what I mean? Like there can't be just fermented grapes in this one. This one I'm quite certain is just fermented grapes. I'm saying that, you know, blind tasting, I really liked it. So, wow, that's wild. Man, where was the Nomadica in this?
Dude, the Nomadica got kicked out in the first round.
What a disappointment. All right, let's do a debrief. This was amazing. Wow. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the best time to do so. If you liked this video, click like. If you want to support the channel, please check out the links below to purchase the wines from the video. It makes a huge difference. And if you found this video interesting, check out this one where I explore whether boxed wines are taking over the American wine industry. See you there.